odds market.
I'm Dave Special.
This is Theo Goodman.
All the tools to be among that few that win.
I'm Stuart from Tipster HQ.
My name's Jay Baglia.
Hey guys, Ardeal.
Some call it gambling.
Here to bring you the best political betting tips.
It's the booming industry of professional gaming.
Odds Market, Sports Bet Daily.
Bankroll management over at oddsmarket.com. Watch us.
The lovely Ardeal from tipstersclub.com. We're going to talk Miami Open. Obviously, finals for the women's has been decided, and then semi-finals, one match there. Shapovalov and Federer. Probably didn't say that one right. But introducing Ardeal from tipstersclub.com. Welcome, welcome. Here he is. How are you?
Yeah, nice. I'm good. I was sorry. I have an echo.
Here we go.
Okay, now it's better.
Yes. So how have you been?
I was listening to the guys to sneak some bets from them.
Who are you sneaking bets from?
Yeah, from my man Dave Betts.
I know. Listen, I'm full of notes. Straight after this show, there's a few plays now I've been tempted into. This is going to be a lot of fun. I tell you though, we had the lovely Whale Capper on. I saw him on the chat as well. He was on Monday talking about the Miami Open. We were talking about you a little bit because I did see you having saying that you were finding the Miami Open very difficult, and Whale Capper agreed as well. He said it was very open. There were some other factors to factor in this time around. How have you managed? Right, obviously it's coming to the end now of the Miami Open. Have you been able to claw back some profits? How's the final days been treating you?
Okay, I don't think that a particular tournament can be. Sorry, I have echoes.
That's okay. Try taking out. I'll see if Rafa can fix. I think Rafa's going to do something. He's going to call. All right. He is calling back, and I am going to continue talking. So yes, we are going to talk about the Miami Open. As soon as we get Ardeal back. I have to say, I'm interested to find out as well. I've not been following the Miami Open this week, but interesting to find out why Djokovic, he was the favourite when I was speaking with Whale Capper on Monday. And then obviously Ashleigh Barty. When I spoke with Whale Capper on Monday, he was talking about Ashleigh Barty being quite a favourite. So it will be interesting to see what he's going to go for. I'm going to bring up some odds here and just see what exactly the price is. What do you guys have? Does anybody holding, if Whale Capper is still there, Whale Capper, do you have any tickets for this weekend's matches? Obviously, nice to see Federer as favourites. That I do know. Federer as favourites. Let me bring up. All right, he is back. Ardeal, welcome back.
Hey.
So I was quickly saying just whilst you were off there, I have not been following the Miami Open, unfortunately. A lot with this show and things. Djokovic, when I last spoke with Whale Capper, Djokovic was the favourite, and obviously he's not there now. So what happened?
Yeah, of course, Djokovic is the favourite
in everything.
In every tournament, he will win basically every tournament he wants to win. And I read an interesting article that proved that Djokovic doesn't need to win Miami or Indian Wells or these tournaments. He basically doesn't play many tournaments between Australian Open and this Master Series, and he has won all Masters tournaments. He has the Golden Masters, and he's the only player in the history to win all the Masters tournaments, and I doubt he is very focused on these ones. But I'm sure he wants to get that GOAT title.
Yeah. Well, let us break down. I think we've got about 10 minutes left to discuss. So we've got two matches that we want to focus on. Starting off with Shapovalov versus Federer, the mighty FedEx, still going strong and big favourites in this match. 1.22. Denis there 4.7. You've got a good tip for this match. What are you liking?
I have several tips for both matches that we will talk about. Here in the second semi-final between Federer and Shapovalov, I have 5 tips, and the main tips are
5.
Shapovalov to 5
Wow.
5 tips.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a correct scoreline, so I'm really expecting this match to win me many bets. So my main tip is Shapovalov to cover 4 games handicap, and the second tip is the first set to go in a tiebreak. I have Shapovalov to win a set, a smaller bet, over 2.5 sets, a small bet, and Federer to win 2-1. So basically, I think it will be a close encounter, but Federer will win in 3 sets.
Wow, that's very nice. What are the odds for all of those?
The main bet is the Shapovalov bet to cover the handicap is 193 with matchbook. And the tiebreak bet that is also an important bet for me is 425. And I can see both of them holding serve very good, because both of them possess a very good serve and let's say an average return game. Shapovalov even worse, and he has like 15% break percentage in the last year, and that is very bad. And Federer is, I think, the worst in the top 10 department. So it would be a close one, despite having a small. The court is very slow, but I think that with the serve advantage and the 1-2 punches, they can get in the first set tiebreak. And even if Shapovalov doesn't win a set, I think he will lose as 7-6, 6-4, or something like that. So basically, we can cover the losses if we don't win at least 3 bets from these 5.
Yeah, very true. And over to the women's finals as well. Was it? I'm saying it's not really. Well, the women's tournament, we start again with Monday with Whale Kappa saying that the women's tournament was wide open. We were talking about how well Ashleigh Barty was doing, Pliskova as well. Are you surprised at all to see these two in the final? Actually, no, sorry, Halep was the favorite. Halep was the favorite. I remember now. Alex is. And yours?
Halep was the favorite in the last match, but only at the bookies. With the tennis model I use, I could see that Pliskova was basically huge value to defeat Halep. And after seeing also all matches these 2 girls played, I had in mind that Halep will win 2-1 because of the stamina that she has, but in the end Pliskova won 2-0. So my bet that I didn't take Pliskova to win a set at least, I took Halep to win 2-1 and over 2.5 sets.
All right, so what's your bet here for Barty Pliskova?
Basically I have almost the same bets as at the men's match, because I think that this is the match that can produce a lot of profit. Usually I don't bet tiebreaks between women because the serves are really weak and the mental strengths are also desirable, and I don't think that it's worth. But in this matchup, Barty and Pliskova, these are top 3. Both of them are top 3 servers in the game, and they played 4 times in the past, and during those 4 matches they played 5 tiebreaks out of 10 sets. So a tiebreak bet in the first set is priced 6.0. That is a small bet for me, but it's huge value in my opinion, because both of them can easily hold serve both of them have the serve advantage, and both of them are also mediocre in the returning department. The other big bet that I will have here is over 21.5 games at 179, and the over 2.5 sets at 260. Two of those 4 matches they play together ended in the end in the third set, in the deciding set. So I think it's we can see a pretty similar pattern here, and considering that both of them are, let's say, in huge form.
Yeah.
Barty defeated Kvitova, defeated Bertens, Pliskova defeated Halep, Vondrousova. She basically these two girls were the best during this week, and I don't think either of them will let the guard down, and I think that the overs are safe here.
Okay.
If I have to pick a winner, I will pick Barty to win 2-1 here.
Okay. And I was going to ask as well, who do you see winning the men's singles right now?
The men's singles. This is a tricky one because I just posted also on Twitter the stats that Isner has brought to Miami this year, and it's amazing. He played 8 sets of tennis. 9 of them went into the tiebreak, and he won all of them. So he has a perfect percentage winning the tiebreaks. And comparing to his last year tiebreaks played, he won only 52% of those. So imagine the high variance that is running now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Isner will get again in at least one tiebreak against Federer, because I think Federer will win in the end because he's the more experienced. He can manage better the volatile style of Shapovalov. Shapovalov can win a set easily against Federer because he has the aggression, he has the lefty forehand, he has no fear to use his backhand cross court down the line. He's just a puncher, but he can also make many mistakes in a set, and I think in the end the third set will be decided by the experience and so on. So in the final, I think Federer will win this the match 7-6, 7-6 or something like that. It will be very close because basically Isner's serve was untouchable. He got broken like 4 times in the whole tournament or something like that. And yeah, I don't think that the return game of Federer can break him easily. It depending also on the weather and the temperature that they will play in, because if they play in the cooler and rain-prone temperature, the serve won't have this effect, and Federer will be clear favorite to win this match.
All right.
A potential match.
Yes.
Because he didn't won anything yet.
All right. Gonna have to wrap things up, Ardeal. An absolute pleasure talking to you. Ardeal is his Twitter handle. Also, tipstersclub.com at tipstersclub.com is your Twitter handle for tipstersclub.com.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
writing it down now in the chat so people can see it easily.
Awesome stuff. And tell me as well, because obviously you cover UFC betting with Dave Betts, yourself, tennis. What other sports do you do? And not only do you obviously you have tips that you sell with proven track record. You guys are running an awesome shop over there, but you also provide free tips as well, which is great. So you can kind of sort of show what you're doing because everything is transparent. What are the sports you cover?
When I started this business, let's say, I tried to gather my friends that I knew and that I trusted, so tipsters that I knew for many years, and I found Houdini on the NBA that has a impeccable track record for the last 4 years. I followed him. He won like 80 or 90% of his ante-post bets during this season. I have a guy for basketball. His name Boston. He is also a trader, trader chief at an international bookmaker, which I cannot name. So he knows his way around the bookmakers and the prices. I do have now found for 6 months or 7 months, I don't know exactly, Dave Betts, who is, I can say, one of the best tipsters I have ever seen tip. He is very, very precise. He's thinking very much about his subscribers, and he runs bankroll management that is not failure prone. He's very conservative in his bets, and he limits his bets to a minimum so he can win a lot of weekends. Comparing to my style, I have an aggressive style. As you can see, I take a lot of bets because I also follow a lot of tennis during each day, and I analyze almost 100 matches a day, and that's why I have also a lot of matches. I do have also a League 2 in France guy, Alcuni. Maybe people know him because he has a 10-year experience on several free sites, and he's now selling his tips via Tipsters Club. But as you said, we do have a lot of free tips. I can say on a regular basis, daily basis, we do post a lot of free tips. These free tips are not weaker in value or in quality, because these free tips are just premium tips, paid tips that we made public for people to see, and maybe also gain some money and raise their bankroll so they can afford. Because because I know it's not easy to pay for a tipster if you don't know him, and I know and I understand also the people that say don't pay for tipsters and so on. But if you tried him via free tips, and if you know him for several years and he has a proven track record, I don't see any fault in paying for a quality thing. So that's why we also offer a lot of free tips, and sometimes we also send promotions out with discounts, and also blog posts when big matches are, and big matches are on in several sports. We analyze it in depth and so on.
Mm-hmm. All right, wonderful stuff, Ardeal. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll also get you on next week as well. Obviously, tennis still continues even after the Miami Open. Yes, hopefully you get some sleep as well. I hear you've not been getting very much of it, but absolute pleasure to have you on. I can't believe 100 matches a day. That's crazy. All right, best of luck. Thank you so much. And,
thanks.
And obviously as well to everybody watching Whale Kappa. Adam, I see in the chat here, failed at live 666. Good to see you on the show as well, and many other names as well. Thank you very much, and we'll check in back in on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.